If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
We start with new developments in the case of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose body was found in the front trunk of singer David's impounded Tesla in September.
David was officially identified as a suspect in the teen's death this week. And now a source that's close to the case says detectives have identified a second suspect. Lindsay Pena, live in our news center with the latest on that. Lindsay?
Rick and Kareem, this is the second major development in this case this week. Back on Tuesday, a source was able to confirm to KTLA that singer David is being named as a suspect, as you mentioned. The body of the Lake Elsinore teen was found September 8th in the front trunk of David's Tesla, impounded at a Hollywood tow yard. David was on tour at the time, but police now believe Hernandez was killed last spring. The medical examiner reported she had been dead for an extended period of time. Just yesterday, the case was updated in the medical examiner's website. The cause of death had been listed as deferred for weeks, but now there is no information listed, which means there could be a security hold on the case. Late today, TMZ reporting that Rivas's body may have been frozen, and that could make it difficult or nearly impossible to determine the cause of death. Our request to the medical examiner's office for more information hasn't been answered yet. Now there are reports of a second suspect being named. That information coming from attorney Mark Garagos, who is not connected to the case but says he's talked to people close to the investigation and they've told him this person could be involved before, during, and after her death.
I think what law enforcement is focusing on right now is they're trying to determine locations, and they have reverse engineered. They obviously know when they found the car. They obviously know when they discovered the remains. They now are reverse engineering the movements of all those who were involved, and they've done it in a very sophisticated way.
Garagos and Harvey Levin of TMZ both confirming independently that investigators are looking closely at a trip that David took to a remote area of Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night last spring. At this point, one former LAPD detective we've spoken with says David is likely under surveillance, and all of these developments could mean an arrest is coming soon. Attorney Allison Treasel saying investigators are likely taking their time and being extra careful since this case is so high profile.
This is a high-profile case with a lot of eyes on the LAPD, and they don't want to get it wrong. They should not have to be in any type of a rush because there's no statute of limitations on a murder case if this is in fact a murder. And the coroner has yet to release the manner of death or the toxicology reports.
As of now, there have still been no charges and no arrests in this case. In the News Center, Lindsay Pena, KTLA 5 News. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Lindsay, thank you.
Cold-blooded demonstration. I already know what a lot of y'all thinking. Why ain't this boy been arrested? Why ain't this boy been charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, manslaughter, something? Why this boy ain't been charged with engaging in making that love lotion with an underage girl? Like, it's so many things that we got wandering through our mind, and we gonna get into that. But before we do, let's go back a little bit so that we can get a full understanding about what's going on. Now, here it is, David. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I ain't never heard of this guy. But from my understanding, he got real popular. He got real famous for making a song about killing his girlfriend or about killing a woman and putting her in the trunk. There's a video about it and everything, right? Now, when he got famous, you know, all the little girls and girls all over the world, you know, they like the bad guys. And here it is, this boy singing about killing the girl, and look, the little girls go crazy about this stuff right here. Look. This is wild, right? I mean, you would think that, you know, guys sing about, I love this girl, she's the best thing in my life. I want to give her the sun, the moon, the mountains, and all this old type of stuff. The stars, she can have all my money. I'm on my knees begging. You know, that type of stuff used to make girls go wild when I was coming up. But now you talk about killing somebody, a man or a woman, and all of a sudden now all the girls are in love with you because you this big bad guy that can kill somebody. So now in this situation right here, David is on tour, a world tour. He all over the place singing, laughing, giggling, doing his thing, right? Somebody seen his car sitting in, well, you know what? They didn't even know it was his car. All his neighbors understood was that a Tesla, a black Tesla, was just been parked. And it had dirt on it. It hasn't been moved. And you know, when you in those rich neighborhoods, you just can't park cars like that. Everybody know everybody. So I can already see it right now. The neighbor's probably like, hey, Bob, yeah, car's been sitting there for a minute there. That someone you know? No, me and Shelly, we've been wondering about it too. You know, and they, you know, hey, hold on, they investigating like they supposed to. Something is unfamiliar in their neighborhood. They called the police. Police get there, hey, look, go to who the car's registered to. They see that it belongs to this house over here. Ain't nobody answering. The car look funny and it stank. Yeah, it stank. And so then they towed it to the tow yard. Once they tow it to the tow yard, they didn't pay it no mind. They just say, okay, maybe the car just stank. We ain't tripping. But the tow people said, no, this smell right here is something that we familiar with. It smelled like a dead body in there. So they get to doing some more homework, and lo and behold, once they open up that trunk, listen, something I'm talking about that would just blow people's minds. I'm talking about a little girl's body cut into pieces is all in the trunk of the car, and now the body is decaying. Now, after they find the body, they call David. Hey, look, you know, we got your car, and there's a body in your car, cut up. What David do? David don't rush back to California. David don't call no lawyers. David continue on with his tour. Oh, y'all found the dead body in the trunk? Baloney. He still at his toes singing his songs, doing his thing and all that old type of stuff. And then they start catching wind. See, the internet started catching wind of it. TMZ caught wind of it. And once that happened, now they, oh, hold on, wait a minute. His record label had to stop his concerts. They had to stop his tour. He wasn't going to stop. The record label had to say, hey, man, wait a minute. Hold on, no, we ain't finna be doing all this. Go deal with that. They found the body in your car. So when he goes back to California, all of us, we thought that he was cooperating with the police. No, he went back to California and got him a lawyer. Yeah. Got him a lawyer. And then later on, we come to find out that this body that was in the trunk is his underage girlfriend. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, the girl has been missing from her family. She done ran away multiple times, but this time she ran away with a guy, according to her mama, whose name is David. You see? And she been gone for like a year now. And so now, after all this stuff came out, this man right here still ain't arrested. And I know a lot of us, we say to ourselves like, wait a minute, hold on. So you mean to tell me they find a dead body in his car, chopped up, and it's supposed to be his underage girlfriend, and this man right here is still roaming the streets of California, free as a bird, unmolested by the police, ain't been touched, ain't even been locked up in the county jail or nothing. When you first start hearing things like that, you enter in your mind, you say, you know what, well, maybe he ain't do it then. I mean, because usually this type of stuff happen, they going to put you in the county jail or something. They going to find something to charge you with just so that they can hold you. Nope, not old David. David's still running around. And the cold-blooded part about that is this right here. Now they have coming out publicly and named him as a suspect in her murder. and he still ain't locked up. But see, now what they done did is this right here. They believe that he had help. They believe that he didn't do this all on his own. And being that they believe this, they saying that somebody close to him helped him hide the body, commit the murder, or even helped him cut the body up. Yeah. Nah, they ain't playing fair right now. And let me explain to y'all what I mean by that. Because even if they don't understand that, by them just putting that out there in the public, whoever helped him is up under a lot of pressure right now. Whoever helped him get rid of, chop up, or even murder this little girl, they pooting farting, stomach hurting, weak, sick, can't eat. Because they don't, look, he did it. I ain't had nothing to do with that. It was him. You see what I'm saying? Now they paranoid, schizophrenic. They don't know when the police is finna come in and arrest them. So what they doing is they applying that pressure to them, hoping that they will fold. Because if they fold, then they can tell them everything that happened. That's what they doing right now. And it appears to be working, because now all of a sudden all type of stuff is popping up, about him liking to watch gore videos. I don't know if y'all know what gore videos is, but those videos when people are just being killed in real life. I'm talking about like not just a shooting and somebody shoot somebody and they ran off or something like that, or somebody got stabbed or punched and they ran off and all. No, gore is you seeing blood, guts, you hearing people scream, yell, begging for their life, blood all over the brains and all, just disgusting type stuff. You see, he said that he liked those videos. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let him tell you. Check it out. These are old messages from David on his Discord account. I saw a cartel execution on Reddit when I was 14. I watch goals to disconnect the part of my brain that feels empathy to the wrong things. Got to the point where I don't even cringe when I see it no more. I used it to desensitize myself. I remember laughing at one point. It got bad, man. I used to be addicted to watching gore vids. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like this right here is more than just the murder that you see on TV and stuff like that, or the shoot. This is gore. You see, he said he got addicted to it. How do you get addicted to something like that? Seeing people die, I'm talking about, and beg for their life, blood all over the place, suffering and all that old type of stuff. Like, come on, like how you get addicted to that right there? So that just tells us the mentality of this person. All those songs that he was singing and him with the shirt with the blood all on it and all that, that tells us why now. Now we get to get into his mind. He get on that internet, he get to talking too much. And now we get to understand what kind of a person, or we have an idea of what he likes. But not only that, we have an idea of what excites him. And being that this girl right here was chopped up, they saying that she been dead for months. This girl right here was chopped up, and they saying that she was put in a freezer and was in a freezer for months. You see, being that he like all this gory stuff and all this craziness, she was chopped up and was placed in the freezer for months. And not only that, he got big old freezers in his house. Check it out. So I know a lot of y'all probably saying, well, look, hey, Hood Educated, if he's a suspect, why hasn't he been arrested? And if they believe that he did it, why hasn't he been charged? Well, let me tell y'all something, y'all. Murder is one of the worst, I'm talking about one of the hardest cases to prove. Now, a lot of times we might see cases get, they lock somebody up like that. That's because they got everything they need to prove that this person has killed somebody. That's why we see like, man, they charged him with murder instantly. They locked him up and everything. But this case is different. And the reason why it's different is because they really don't know who killed her. Being that the autopsy is inconclusive, they don't even know how she died. You see what I'm saying? They know that it's obvious that we all know that she did, but they don't know how she died. Was it a drug overdose? Was she killed? Was she stabbed? Was she shot? They don't know none of that. And by whom? Who stabbed her? Who choked her to death? Who shot her to death? They don't know none of that. They don't know who did it. And being that they don't know who did it, that's why he is not charged with murder. Now, some of y'all might say, well, hood educated, if they ain't charged him with murder, everybody is saying that this was her boyfriend. She's an underage girl. Why he ain't being locked up for statutory rape, right? Well, we got to understand this too. Just because they was boyfriend and girlfriend, in order to prove statutory rape, look, they got to be able to prove that they was making love lotion. And if they can't prove that they was making love lotion, then they can't hit them with the statutory rape. It just don't work like that. I mean, we understand it. We know it. The prosecuting attorney, they know it, but it's all about what you can prove. It's not what you know when you dealing with cases. It's what you can prove. And if they can't prove that he made love lotion to her, we may never ever see a case of rape. Statutory rape. We might never ever see one of those. But as far as that murder, as far as, they calling her death a homicide, they saying that it's just a matter of time. That they are being real methodical. I'm talking about they doing real homework. They digging deep. And like I say, they putting that pressure on whoever helped him, because whoever helped him can put him at the scene of the murder before, during, or after the murder. And that's what they trying to do. They need somebody to come forward and say, hey, he knew what was going on. He did it. I was there. And then he came and told me to cut the body up with him and all that old type of stuff. That's what they need in this case. Listen, regardless of him being a suspect, if they don't get that, it ain't going to be no arrest. If they don't get that, it ain't going to be no arrest. But they are saying, they believe in their mind, they are saying that an arrest is coming soon. They're not saying who's going to be arrested, because it could be the guy or the woman who helped him, or it could be him himself. They are saying arrest is coming soon, but I believe that they're going to need all that evidence. They're going to need somebody that can help them put him at the scene or tell them who killed this girl. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now listen, before I depart, allow me to say this right here, because from my understanding, this girl right here was a runaway, right? Now, a lot of the times when we have these little kids that run away, they usually always run away for a reason. They not getting treated good at home. They getting beat at home. They getting touched on at home. Or they fall in love with some boy and then they run off with him because they think they old enough to make grown people decisions, and they go ahead and run away. Whatever the case may be in this situation, this young lady shouldn't have died, right? And I want to extend my condolences to her family. I want to say rest in peace to this young lady. But at the same time, allow me to say this right here to the young ladies that be watching my channel. Listen. Listen to your parents. If you got good parents and they looking out for you and they taking care of you, listen to them. Now, in your young age right now, you might believe that you can make grown folks decisions. And you might think, my mama don't care for me. My father don't care for me. They always being strict on me and stuff like that. There's a reason why parents are strict on kids. There's a reason why parents are telling you, don't do this, don't do that, do this and do that. There's a reason for that. And the reason why is because your parents done fucked up somewhere. Excuse my language, but they did. And they don't want you to make them mistakes. They don't want you to make the same mistakes that they did. They feel within themselves that, hey, look, I made the mistakes already. I don't want my daughter or my son to make the same mistakes that I did. I want my son and my daughter to live better than what I did. I want my son and my daughter to make better decisions than I did. That's why parents be so strict on their children, especially the girls. Now, look. I know the girls be thinking like, hey, you know, my little brother or my big brother, he get to do all this. Why I can't do it? Because you a girl. You're going to grow into a woman. And you're going to be held to a standard that is way different than your brother. That's why. And we understand, as parents, we understand that there are people out here in this world that will manipulate your young mind and make you do all type of stuff that you think that you would never have done in your life because you want to prove loyalty to this person or you want to prove that you love this person. And that is why the parents are so strict on the girls. So when you got parents that are on you and saying, hey, look, don't do this, don't do that, understand that it's coming from a place of love. It's not coming from a place of hate. It's not coming from a place of trying to tie you down and keep you down and not allowing you to be free. It's not coming from a place like that. It's coming from a place of love. They are trying to look out for your best interest. But, you know, you get caught up in all the chatter around you from other kids that want to run away and do stuff. And you see other girls and other boys, they are doing stuff that you are not allowed to do. And you think in your mind, man, they parents is cool. They parents let them smoke weed, let them drink liquor, let them cuss, let their boyfriend come over and spend the night, let them go spend the night at their boyfriend's house. And you think to yourself at your young age, hey, their parents are better than mine. I want to be away from my parents because I want to be like this. No, you don't. Because those parents that are allowing their children to do all that stuff right there, they're going to be hurting in the end. Because those parents, their kids are going to come home with children at a young age. And that's not good, because when you have a child at a young age, your whole life stops. You see? And not only just coming home with children, they're going to be coming home with diseases. They're going to be coming home with domestic violence. You see? They're going to be being misused and manipulated by people that don't love them, that don't care for them. You see what I'm saying? All these bad things are going to happen to them. Look, all you got to do is this right here. Just pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to your friends that their parents let them do whatever they want to do. Pay attention to them. And then not only that, look at your parents and see how loving your parents is. Then you will see the difference. Listen, when you love something like your parents love you, you protect it. You see? You protect it. Let me give you an example. Young ladies, young boys, you might like a pair of shoes. You might like a jersey. You know, you might like a hat. You might like some clothing. You protect it because you like it. You love it. You might have an animal. You protect it because you like it and you love it. If you have an animal and your animal is about to jump off a bridge or something like that, or jump into a water full of alligators, you're going to say, no, don't go that way. Stay away from there. Why? Because you love the animal. You want to protect it. You care for it. So when your parents is telling you, no, don't do this, don't do that, understand that it's coming from a place of love, protection, and care. Understand that it's not coming from, hey, you know what? They're just trying to be rude. They don't like me and all that. No, Because when people don't care for you, then they let you just do whatever you want. They allow you to make those bad mistakes that they already made. But when you got people that love you, they made all the mistakes for you so that you don't have to. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now, before I depart, allow me to give a shout out to some of the blessings that I received this week. Allow me to give a shout out to Leonard Wilson for the $20 super thanks. Thank you. Bobby Carr for the $2 super thanks. Thank you. Rhonda Wise for the $5 Zelle. Thank you. Dante Steed for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. Edward Rankin for the $2 Cash App. Thank you. Achilles Spencer for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. Anna Little for the $25 Cash App. Thank you. Heather Toppin for the $2 Cash App. Thank you. Rochia Parker for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. Anthony Smith for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. Olufemi Borsha for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. Quinn Player for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. The Homeboy Farmer Phil for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. The Big Homie James Sackey Jr. for the $50 Cash App. Thank you. Darrell Rowe for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. Kelly Rowland for the $2.69 Cash App. Thank you. Miko Lewis for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love. And y'all take care of yourself out there.